Okay, so in this week's video, I want to answer the question, why does council actually delete pages from the approval set? So why at the end do you receive an approval set of documents which has less pages in it than what you started with at the beginning of the process? And I want to answer this question because I've had it come up a couple of times this week already. So the first thing you need to know, it's not just council that deletes them. Oh, awkward, it's me. As I say in that unicorn outro at the end of all our videos, don't blame council, blame me. No, it's a combined effort right here. So there's three key reasons as to why we personally and council delete plans from the proposal set. First and foremost, we want to present the application in the best light. So if you've got some plans in there which contain secondary information, so they're not the primary plans, and they kind of show things in a not so advantageous light, I'm just going to delete them from the proposal set before we lodge with council. So what's the saying? If you turn up on your first date, you don't want to air all your dirty laundry, unless you're my boyfriend. Like, we started dating, 4.5 years ago? On the first date, he aired some serious laundry. And I was just like, are you trying to impress me or what here, dude? But anyway, we're still together, so I don't know what happened there. But yeah, unless you like him, you kind of don't want to show your bad side straight up front to council. It's kind of unnecessary. Let's just remove that little bit of information. So as an example, if you've got some perspectives in there and you're doing a renovation extension to a house in the traditional building character overlay, so character extension, and your perspective shows it in a more contemporary, modern sort of light. Like if it's at an angle where you can't see the pitched roof forms, or you're highlighting the dominance of the contemporary fence, which isn't actually accessible, yeah, I'm just going to go and delete that perspective before I lodge with council, because I don't want to show council that information unless we need to. Like, it's not one of their mandatory documents, so let's just slip it on out of there. Number two is if the plans show information which is not technically accessible under the application. So if it's not relevant to the planning scheme, I'm more often than not going to delete it before we lodge with council. Or if for some reason I leave it in there, council's going to delete it before they actually approve the proposal. So the reason why I delete it is, why slow things down with unnecessary information? Council can't consider it. So let's just take it out of that drawing set. Let's simplify things and let's just get this process moving nice and smoothly. From council's perspective, they don't want to be seen to indirectly endorse something or approve something, which is then going to cause issues down the track. So you think about it, things like electrical plans, or if you're a residential block and you're doing like structural plans for floor, slabs, all that sort of stuff, the planning scheme does not comment on any of those aspects. So the council town plans, they don't have a need, and most of the time they don't have the knowledge. Like, I don't understand electrical plans myself, so they don't have the knowledge to be able to interpret and assess those. If they go and put their stamp on that, then someone down the track, they could be like, oh great, I don't need building approval, council's approved it already, happy days, it's signed, that it's given the thumbs up, like it ticks the boxes, let's go for it here, when obviously council hasn't assessed it. So yeah, like I said, we remove them to streamline things, council removes them because they don't have the technical knowledge or the need to be able to assess and improve those, and they're worried about endorsing it. And then last but not least is things that can't be easily fact checked. So for example, perspectives. If we've left a perspective in there because it actually highlights the traditional elements and works to your advantage, council will remove it before they issue the approval set. I hope my phone's not going to overheat here. It's just suddenly changed color. We'll keep recording and we'll hope it works. If it suddenly cuts out, I'm just going to have to find a cool location to record from. But yeah, if it's a perspective, and I've kept it in there because it actually works to your advantage, council will usually delete it before they issue the approval, because that perspective does not have dimensions on it, height notations, material notations. There is no information on there to show that it matches the 2D elevation. So there is a risk that that garage that you're seeing in that perspective might actually be shown as taller than what's shown on the 2D plan. And if council goes and approves that perspective, there's a risk that someone down the track will work off that perspective. It creates a conflict, it creates messiness. Yeah, they just don't want that. So they will remove it unless it's a mandatory document. So basically, just to recap, we remove plans because we want to present it in the best light. We want to show your good side, not air your dirty laundry. Council removes it because they don't want, or we remove it, sorry, because we also don't want to bog the application down with unnecessary information that council can't actually assess or approve. Council removes it for the same reason, because they don't want to be seen to be endorsing stuff that they can't technically approve. And then last but not least, they remove plans or images or documents that they can't fact check, that doesn't have enough information on it to cross-reference against more technical drawings, let's just say. So hopefully that answers the questions as to why council and us delete plans that are actually before they go through the approval process and come out the other side. As I always like to say, until next time, thanks for watching.
For all you red tape lovers out there, I have one thing to say. Well, no, actually, I've got three. Number one, the advice provided in these videos is general in nature. It's not site specific. You would be a silly Billy to go and make financial decisions based on this advice without first checking with the town planner. Don't be a silly Billy. Number 2, Brisbane Town Planning is in no way linked to Brisbane City Council. The views expressed in these videos are my own, not council's. So if you don't like them, blame me, not council. Number 3, what was my number 3? Oh yeah, the views expressed in these videos are accurate at the time of recording. If you're watching this video back 10 years from now, the views may not be so accurate. That's all. Bye.